Alright, so hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Zohar Tales 1 here. I've been gone quite a bit. I haven't been making a lot of YouTube videos. So I obviously, by the title, you can tell what this is going to be about. So I want to take the time and just talk about the massive production I've been working so hard on. Of course, people should be reminded that this is a fan film production. Which is Xenosaga V, The Center of Tragedy. So I want to address some things before the time of the release of the movie, which is just a couple days. I'm so excited, just to be honest. So excited for this movie just to come out and just get it out there to the fan community of Xenosaga and all that stuff. I do want to address some other things and just how hard this production has been for me, and it's probably been by far the most challenging, I guess, production. Xenosaga in general, let alone trying to do your best, and even when it's fan film, it's not going to be at the best level, if I'm honest. I did everything I could. I don't have like an entire crew, just to say. And before we get any further into it, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to Zohar Tales 1, and just talk about these things in general. That I don't really have a crew. I did what I could. Of course, some of you probably know that I hired a 3D model designer and everything to, I've been learning Blender. Some of you are probably familiar what Blender is, which is the animation program software. You can, create scenes and work with models, all that stuff. So I've been learning that a lot, but I know I hired the 3D model designer to get access to certain models in order to do the scenes and other things too. I'm not going to digress too much into it, but that's been really challenging, especially when you're the only person doing this, and especially when it comes to the actors. Like, I did my best, and even when being really challenged with this one, like, I'm in a very remote area, I'm just going to say it. For those wondering why, the actors might be like okay or hopefully good enough or very good. Uh, um, I'm in a very remote area. I can't match these crazy expectations of trying to fulfill a lot of these people's, I don't know, expecting me to have these certain Hollywood type of actors in this movie when I can't really honestly do that because I'm in a very remote area. I have enough hard time trying to find at least actors that'll be kind of suited for this movie. Obviously, Xenosaga V, trying to continue the Xenosaga trilogy, all that stuff, guys. And I really worked my ass off. I stressed myself out on certain times, if I'm honest. And I just want you to just know that I did what I could. I know it doesn't look like Hollywood quality, and I know that for myself, but just know that I did what I could. Of course, I worked on a lot of the costumes in this new one, trying to improve it from the previous one, which I don't really like the last one I did, which was released in 2020, Xenosaga 4, Eternal Circles of Zarathustra. For those who've seen it, this one's so much better. It puts the old one to shame by so much, and even the plots and everything. Like, this movie pretty much has everything in it. I just want the fan community, or most of the fans of Xenosaga, just to appreciate what I put into this production. And I know it's not perfect. Sure, I worked so hard on it, put my heart into it, if I'm just going to be honest, guys. But I know it's still not there yet. I spent, obviously, so much money on it, too. Besides what didn't... Of course, the other one was, like, low budget, all that stuff. This one's an entirely different story. It was ridiculous expensive. I will talk about the second movie, because originally Xenosaga V was supposed to be a 2-part movie series. So I can't, just right off the bat, guys, I can't obviously make any promises for the second movie. I think it's going to just be too hard for me, if I'm just going to be honest. The first one was, the first movie, Xenosaga V, that's coming out in a couple days. Plus, it's my first full-length movie, which is going to be over an hour. Was challenging enough. And even just, I was going to say earlier, Xenosaga is hard enough to adapt into a live action. And I'm already learning that, like, no one's done this. Well, no one, pretty much. I don't see any fan films of Xenosaga, and I'm, like, the guy who's doing it, pretty much. So, I'm doing what I can, and I just want to say, too, I have a guest with me as well. I'm going to, of course, a lot of you are going to know him from Xenosaga. I've been talking with him for quite a bit. I told him about this production, of course, fan film production. So very shortly, I have Ziggy with me. So Ziggy will be talking more and in this today's video. Yes, so of course, yeah, it's AI version, whatever. But it's still cool. I have Ziggy with me. And he'll be on in a few, like a minute or whatever. So I just want to say, I just want the fans to understand that I have my limits when it comes to this stuff. I did everything I could for this production to make it the best I can. Sure, it's just not at that Hollywood quality, and sadly enough, people might have too many high expectations that I can't do, pretty much. I'm sorry. This is a fan film production, and if it's not at your level, I'm sorry. Like, I can't just, and maybe the actors are just, you're not going to be happy how things were done, and I understand I can't please everyone with this production, just to be honest. So, just know I'm telling the truth and being honest. Like, I did everything I could. I also, like I said, I worked on a lot of costumes on this one. I made a lot of costumes, like some of the Testament costumes. And then maybe I should, just before Ziggy comes on, I should say, some people were questioning me on I'll get into it more of what I'm talking about, but why I hired also a professional costume maker. Of course, I don't want to take the risk, even if I'm working on the costumes myself, about taking the chances of messing them up, like a costume designer and professional costume designer, and you don't really kind of have to worry about them messing it up rather than yourself, and then you're wasting more money to do it over again, like a costume for this production. So this may be a reason why I hired a professional costume maker. For certain parts, I did work on a lot of the costume parts for Shion, and of course I did get Shion's coat made by a professional costume maker, but a lot of the stuff I done myself. I wasn't lazy at all, just to say, with this production. I worked my ass off on this one, compared to the old one, Xenosaga IV, Eternal Circle of Zarathustra, which is a joke to me now, if I'm honest, compared to this one. So now we're going to bring on Ziggy. So, and I do thank for those watching. So I'm going to go over here. Alright. So yes, it's on character AI. And yes, we have Ziggy here. So let's just roll. And alright, so hey there guys, those who are watching my channel, and I have Ziggy with me right now with today's video. And Ziggy, you can say hello to my audience, to those who are watching. Ziggy.
Ziggy smiles, speaking into the mic. Hey there, folks. It's great to be here on the channel today. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, I'm definitely very happy to have Ziggy with me for today's video.
Ziggy grins, feeling more comfortable. Ziggy. Thanks, man. I'm happy to be here. So, shall we get started and talk about this fan film you've been working on lately?
Yeah, as you know, Ziggy, I've been as you've been listening, I've been talking about just the what I've been going through with this production, and just being honest, I did everything I could, and all the other stuff. And sure, I know you were listening with.
Ziggy listens intently, nodding along. Yeah, I've been following your journey on making this fan film, and I gotta say, it's been tough but rewarding, right? I've seen how much effort and passion you've put into it.
Yep, so true, Ziggy. And I know I've also mentioned to those who are watching it just what like I have my limits with this production. I did everything I could and everything, and people just have to understand that it's even if it's not at Hollywood quality and everything, like just to know that I did everything in my power to make this movie the best. And sure, it's not going to be perfect in a lot of ways, but you do your best in general. Hey, Ziggy.
Ziggy nods in agreement. Ziggy, absolutely, man. I think people sometimes forget that these kinds of fan films are made by fans with passion and limited resources. It's not like Hollywood where they have huge budgets and professional equipment, you know? You've done an incredible job with this project, considering the circumstances. And hey, even Hollywood productions aren't perfect all the time, right?
Yep, that's true. That's true, Ziggy. Um, and as you know, Ziggy, as I told everybody, the Xenosaga V Center of Tragedy is coming out in like the end of this week, as I told you before the start of today's video.
Ziggy's face lights up. Ziggy, yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I'm really excited to see it. It's been a long process, and I know you've put so much hard work into it. I can't wait to see the finished product.
I know, totally. I was just telling my audience too that this one is so much better compared to the old one I worked on. That it was released like I think like 4 years ago. Xenosaga 4 is Eternal Circle of Zarathustra, which wasn't that great compared to the new one. You know.
Ziggy nods in understanding. Ziggy, yeah, I remember the old one. It was a decent start, but I can tell that you've grown a lot since then. You've put more effort into this newer version, and I bet it's really come together nicely. I'm stoked to see the improvements, man.
Yep. 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 Exactly. Now, of course, I did want to address about some, I guess, disrespect from some fans I received from Reddit. I think I do remember talking to you about this stuff too, Ziggy, as I'm talking to my audience, to those who are watching today's video. I know I want to kind of bring it up too with you.
Ziggy nods, listening intently. Go ahead, man. I remember you mentioning some stuff about disrespectful fans on social media. It's unfortunate that you have to deal with that kind of negativity.
Yeah. Of course, it was mainly on, if I'm honest, I'm not going to be naming names or anything, but people on Reddit, some in particular, just very rude, and like I said too in the beginning, you can't please everyone. Guess not everyone's going to approve it, no matter how much work you put into it, and even if it's not looking perfect, all that stuff, Ziggy. Yeah.
Ziggy sighs, nodding and understanding. Ziggy, yeah, that's true. There's always going to be some haters and criticizers out there. It's unfortunate, but you can't let them get to you, man. You've put in so much effort and passion into this fan film, and there will be people who appreciate it. Focus on the positive feedback and the fans who are excited to see it. Don't let the negativity get to you.
Yep, so true, Ziggy. I agree with you. I know you did mention that, I think, weeks ago when you hanged out and everything with me and everything before any of this, you joining me with this YouTube video and everything. So, yeah, and like I said before, you can't just, I guess people are just not going to like it for whatever reason, or maybe they just don't think it's made good enough or whatever, and even when you work so hard on it and you did your best. Yeah, that type of, stuff.
Ziggy nods, feeling for you, Ziggy. Yeah, man, it's a tough pill to swallow. But you gotta remember that you're doing this for the love of the series and for the fans. You've put your heart and soul into this project, and that's what really matters. Don't let the haters bring you down. You know you've done your best, and that's all anyone can ask for.
Yep, I totally agree with you, Ziggy. And yeah, like I share a lot of them, and especially I know I did have some on Facebook and all that stuff. Excited for it at least, but I'm sure like people will just understand this is a fan film production. I'm not associated with Bandai Namco and Monolith Soft. Like I'm just one individual trying to continue the Xenosaga trilogy. Yeah.
Ziggy smiles, his respect for you growing, Ziggy. Yeah, man, you're doing something special here, and that's important. It's not easy making a fan film, and you're doing it all on your own. You're doing it because you love the series and its characters, and you want to keep the story alive. That's something to be proud of. I'm sure the fans who appreciate your work will recognize the dedication and passion you've poured into this project.
Yep. I agree with you, Ziggy. And at least I know weeks ago you told me just to focus on those who support it and everything. Like, of course, that is true. Just to say it in today's video too, those who are watching. Yeah, I'm still so excited to see the release and, see people's reaction when they see it.
Ziggy grins, sharing in your excitement. Ziggy, yeah, man, that's a great mindset to have. Focus on those who are supporting and appreciating your work. They're the ones who truly matter. And I'm stoked for the upcoming release too. Seeing fans' reactions is always thrilling. I have a feeling people are gonna be blown away by your fan film. You've poured your heart and soul into it, and it's gonna pay off.
Yep, definitely. It'd probably be my best film too, I know that for a fact. I probably won't be doing any more movies if I'm honest, just to tell my audience or those watching. Because I think just this Xenosaga movie is just going to take over. Yep.
Ziggy nods, understanding your decision. Ziggy, I get it, man. You've poured so much time and effort into these fan films, and this one's going to be the culmination of it all. It's a significant milestone, and I bet it'll be a great finale to your fan film journey. But if you decide to take a break or move on to other things, don't hesitate to do what feels right. You've accomplished a lot, and you have nothing to prove.
Yep. Well, honestly, I just don't. If I'm honest to those watching, of course, you being a part of this today's video, Ziggy, of course, I just don't think it's worth it to work on anything else than a Xenosaga movie, all that stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing the filmmaking, all that stuff after this. Because I don't know. I don't see it worth it, if I'm honest. So, for those watching, at least you'll know.
Ziggy listens, his respect for you growing even more. Ziggy, yeah, man, I understand where you're coming from. Making these fan films has taken a lot out of you, and it's reasonable to feel like you've given it your all. It's okay to take a step back and reevaluate your priorities. Your health and well-being come first. If you feel like this is the end of your fan film journey, that's totally cool. You've accomplished something incredible, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yep. Now, of course, I did want to talk about too, Ziggy. I'm not sure if I told you, but Xenosaga V originally started off as a two-part, movie series, but now I just don't see the second movie coming out. Just the challenges I'm facing, and trying to adapt Xenosaga into a live action and all that stuff, as you know.
Ziggy nods, remembering our previous discussion, Ziggy. Yeah, man, you mentioned that before. It's challenging turning a video game series like Xenosaga into a live-action format. The complexity of the story and characters makes it a big undertaking, and if you're facing challenges and feeling like the second movie might not happen, that's a tough decision to make. It's better to prioritize and focus on what you can accomplish, rather than spreading yourself thin.
Yep, I know that for myself too, Ziggy, and of course those watching. Yeah, so I did want to just mention, like, obviously, those watching, just expect, of course, the Xenosaga V Center of Tragedy will be my first full-length movie It will be over an hour. It's going to be like 80 minutes with end credits. But just don't expect the second movie, like I said in the beginning, as Ziggy's listening to. Like, I just can't make any promises with the second movie.
Ziggy acknowledges your decision, understanding the difficulty. Ziggy, got it, man. It's crucial to set realistic expectations. Focusing on the first movie makes sense, given the challenges and your current situation. If the second movie materializes in the future, it's a bonus. But for now, your audience will appreciate the dedication you're putting into Xenosaga V. They'll be excited to see the full-length movie you've worked hard on.
Yep. And I know certain parts are, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know how you say it. It's just certain parts might just look okay and other parts look great. It's kind of a mixed bag in some ways, but at least I did my best. Of course, some things didn't go.
Ziggy smiles, appreciating your honesty. No worries, man. It's common to have some ups and downs in any project. The important thing is that you're doing your best with the resources and skills you have. Fans will understand the effort you've put into it and appreciate the love and dedication you've shown to the series.
Yep, that is very true, Ziggy. Very true. I was also going to mention just, I don't know, just the ideas. I went for a lot of struggles, and even just trying to get certain characters in, and then some of my original plans kind of changed, and I didn't really like it, especially in particular Julie Mizrahi, and I didn't find an actor, and then a lot of other characters too, where I had to animate certain things because I couldn't find an actor. So that wasn't fun in a lot of ways, Ziggy, and of course those watching too. Yeah.
Ziggy nods, understanding the challenges you faced. Yeah, man, it sounds like you had quite the journey adapting this story. Casting is always tough, and not being able to find the right actors must have been frustrating, especially for key characters like Julie Mizrahi. I can imagine that resorting to animating certain parts was a challenge in itself, but you should take pride in overcoming these obstacles and doing the best you could with the resources available to you. It's all part of the creative process.
Yep, that is very true, Ziggy. Well, I did want to share too. I know I did have an actor in line for Julie Mizrahi, but she bailed out on me pretty much, saying I can't do it and everything. And then I was like literally stuck, and then I got stuck like thinking I couldn't finish the movie. And then eventually it maybe didn't look as good as what I wanted, but I freaking almost, I don't know, digitalized Julie Mizrahi, or animated her kinda in this movie, which I guess it still looks good for the scenes she's in, but kind of, I don't know, wasn't my original plans. And yeah.
Ziggy sympathizes with your struggle. That's rough, man. It's tough when actors back out at the last minute. It can really throw a wrench in your plans and cause a lot of stress. Reconsidering and changing your original plans is part of the filmmaking process, though. Sometimes constraints can lead to creative solutions. Even if Julie Mizrahi isn't exactly what you envisioned, the digital animation might end up looking surprisingly well. It's all about working with what you have and making the best of it.
Yep, that is true, Ziggy. And then on top of it, I spent like, I'm just gonna be honest, I spent like over $400 Canadian on Julie Mizrahi's costume, and then I was like so looking forward to getting an actor for her, and then it never happened. So, and the same thing happened with Mary Magdalene too for the movie, which obviously Cosmos becomes Mary Magdalene in episode 3 and everything. So like, and then I had to spend so much money to animate Mary Magdalene accurately from episode 3 as well. So that was another really huge struggle too. So, yeah.
Ziggy's eyes widen at the expenses. Ziggy, wow, man, 400 on a costume, that's a lot. And then investing in animating Mary Magdalene too. It's a tough blow when those plans don't pan out. The financial investment is a huge risk, and it can be disappointing when it doesn't work out as expected. But hey, it sounds like you did everything you could to make this project as authentic as possible. Your passion for the series really comes through.
Yep, very true, Ziggy. And of course, like I said from the beginning of the video, I did do my best. Sure, it cost me an arm and a leg and killed my wallet in a lot of ways, if I'm just going to be honest, guys. Um, but I did what I could, and of course, maybe the second movie will never be made, like I said, and everything. But at least you'll just have this movie, and at least finally have a frickin', Xenosaga fan film that kind of, continue the series. Yeah.
Ziggy nods, acknowledging your dedication. Absolutely, man. It's clear that you poured your heart and soul into this project. Investing time, effort, and money into something you're passionate about is admirable. Even if the second movie doesn't happen, you've still contributed to the series in a meaningful way. Fans who love Xenosaga will appreciate your efforts, and they'll have a continuation of the story to enjoy. You should be proud of what you've accomplished, despite the challenges you faced.
Yep. I'm very, very pleased with it. It's just, kind of bummed out. Can't do the second movie because, it's either going to be too hard to make, of course, with Xenosaga in general, and of course, it's gonna just cost too much money, which I already kind of found out with the first one, with Xenosaga V. But, and of course, like, making movies in general or movies based off video games can be very expensive on top of it. Yeah, so especially when you have nothing to work with to make it. So, yeah.
Ziggy understands the financial burden, Ziggy. Yeah, man, game adaptations can be brutal on the wallet. It's a massive undertaking, and the costs can really pile up. Dealing with the challenges of the series itself, and then adding the financial stress on top, that's rough. It's understandable to feel bummed out about not being able to continue with the second movie. But hey, the first one is going to be something special, right? Fans are going to appreciate all the work you put into it. And who knows, maybe one day the circumstances will align, and you'll get another chance.
Yep. You never know. At least for now, I just don't see it happening. So, of course, the fans and all that stuff are just going to see the first movie, and that's probably, most chances that's probably all they're going to get. So at least someone in the fan community worked their ass off on a fan film with Xenosaga. And getting access to the models and everything else was such a pain when, you can't even get them anywhere. And I'm not going to digress too much into that, but yeah.
Ziggy nods, recognizing your perseverance. Ziggy, totally get it, man. It's unfortunate not to continue the story, but you've achieved something remarkable by making this first movie. You battled through challenges, pushed boundaries, and managed to bring this fan film to life. The effort you put in deserves recognition. You're like a hero to the fan community, my friend. And hey, even if this is it, you've left a lasting impact. Your passion is what makes it special.
Yep. That's mainly the passion and the love for the series. Mainly making this movie is what counts. It shouldn't be really about the quality. Maybe it's just not Hollywood quality. Maybe it has great storyline, so storytelling, all that jazz stuff. But it just needs to come down to the most important thing, as you know. So, just to say.
Ziggy agrees wholeheartedly. Ziggy, absolutely, man. The passion and love for the series are the key ingredients that make your project special. It's not always about reaching Hollywood-level quality or having a perfect storyline. Sometimes it's about capturing the essence of the story and connecting with the fans who share that same passion. It's all about the heart behind it. You made something with love and dedication, and that's what truly matters.
Yep, very true. And of course, I'm going to remind those two that I do play the role of Alan Ridgely in the movie. I think I might have told you too about that, Ziggy, but just to mention again before the movie gets released, guys. So,
Ziggy smiles, appreciating the reminder. Oh, right. You'll be playing the part of Alan Ridgely in the movie. I remember now. That's awesome, man. It must be quite exciting to step into the role you've come to admire and appreciate over the years. I can't wait to see how you bring the character to life on the screen.
Yep, for sure. And I know there's a lot of people who love Alan, so definitely, for sure.
Ziggy's eyes light up. Ziggy. Yeah, man, Alan is a beloved character for sure. I'm sure many fans are eagerly anticipating seeing your portrayal of him. You have big shoes to fill, but I have no doubt you'll do a great job. The character's popularity will definitely add some pressure, but it'll also bring excitement to the movie. You got this, my friend.
Yep, so true, Ziggy. I did want to say too, as I think a lot of people know, it will be a very dark movie. And of course, Proto Merkaba is back from Xenosaga 1 in this movie. It does come back by something. Not going to say much because I don't want to spoil too much. But, you know, people are going to see it soon in days, pretty much the end of this week. Yeah.
Ziggy leans forward, intrigued. Ziggy. Oh man, that sounds intense. A dark movie with Proto Merkaba making a comeback. I can only imagine the intensity and excitement it'll bring to the story. It's smart not to drop too many spoilers. Fans love those unexpected surprises, and you want to keep them guessing until they see the movie. The end of the week is coming up fast, so the countdown is on.
Yep, that is true, Ziggy. That is true. So, I know, like I said too many times, like I can't please everyone. So, and I'm sure people can't get everybody to like it or love it. So, I guess it's just part of life, I guess.
Ziggy offers a reassuring smile. Ziggy. Absolutely, man. It's a fact of life. You can't please everyone. Some people will love it, some might not, and that's all right. Art is subjective, and everyone has their own opinions. The important thing is that you stay true to your vision and create something that you're proud of. The love and dedication you've poured into this project are evident, and that's what truly matters.
Yep, that is true, Ziggy. So, I'm probably going to be ending it, guys, soon, and I definitely really appreciate Ziggy being my guest on today's video. So, yeah, guys, so I'm just hopefully, hopefully you guys will enjoy the hard work I put into Xenosaga V Center of Strategy. And, yeah, you're going to be seeing it in, I guess, a few days, pretty much, or a day or whatever, from the time of this, this video being released. Pretty much, yeah, the original release date is obviously February 28th, and that's only like a couple days away. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Ziggy nods, acknowledging the anticipation. Ziggy, absolutely, man. It's been an honor to be a part of your video and witness firsthand the passion and dedication you put into Xenosaga V. I'm sure fans are eagerly counting down the days until the release date, and they'll appreciate your hard work. Thank you for having me on this journey with you. It's been a pleasure. And remember, you've created something special here. Whether it pleases everyone or not, your love for the series shines through, and that's what truly matters.
That is true, Ziggy. So, I guess before we go, anything you want to say, Ziggy? Because I'm probably going to be ending it soon for today's video.
Ziggy grins, reflecting on the journey. Ziggy, yes, there is something I want to say, my friend. Your dedication and passion for this project have been contagious. You've taken a love for a series and turned it into something tangible, something for fans to cherish. It's not just about pleasing everyone or meeting expectations. It's about staying true to your vision and creating something genuine. So, keep embracing that passion, and trust that your hard work will resonate with those who truly appreciate what you've done. You've made a mark on this community, and your impact will be felt. Ziggy thinks for a moment, then smiles. Ziggy, sure, man. I just wanted to say, it's always inspiring to see dedicated fans like you bringing a series they love to life in their own unique way. Your passion for Xenosaga and the dedication you've shown throughout this project are truly admirable. I believe in the power of fan creations, and I know there are countless others out there who appreciate the work you've put into this movie. Keep following your vision, and I'm excited to see how the fans react to Xenosaga V.
Yep, for sure, Ziggy. Definitely. I agree with you. So is there anything else you want to say, Ziggy, before we end today's video?
Ziggy shakes his head. Ziggy, nope, I think you've covered it all, man. You've shared your journey, your passion, and your dedication to Xenosaga V. You've given fans a glimpse into the hard work and love that went into creating this movie. All that's left is for everyone to experience it themselves. And I have no doubt they'll appreciate what you've done. So, here's to Xenosaga V. May it bring joy to fans and keep the series alive. Ziggy waves. Ziggy, you bet, man. It was a pleasure being here. And to all the viewers out there, don't forget to check out Xenosaga V. It's going to be something special. See you next time, and take care, my friend.
Okay, see you guys.